YouTube, um, and we are pretty much live. So I'm here with Pastor Reginald Celestin, my dear brother and friend, and he's in Carrefour, Haiti, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Haitian situation and also about what God is doing with Pastor Reginald and the ministry. We're excited. God is doing some good things, and we're going to get into that. But before we do, Pastor Reginald, recently, the president of Haiti was basically murdered in his own house. So what is the environment like in Haiti? How are people responding to that? What's going on? Give us a little update.
So thanks, Adam. I can say that, it has been about a month since the death of the assassination, I would say, of our president. So at his house. So many people are expecting worse, like expecting that we would have people on the street, things will start be destroying and stuff like that. Yep. So, but none of that had really happened. So, and I'm glad. I'm glad that it doesn't happen because it will not solve anything,
Yeah.
So we got the country is apparently it's calm, except for the section called
Martisan,
yeah, where it's still like a war zone. Like people are afraid of going, and some people are taking a boat to go, Carrefour, from Carrefour to downtown Port-au-Prince. Some people would take a small boat to go there, to the point where it is very funny, where you got some people traveling from the States coming to Carrefour, and they would take a plane from Port-au-Prince to Jacmel and drive from Jacmel, or take a bus from Jacmel to Carrefour, which is really awkward. But besides that, I can say apparently the country is calm. So they are still making investigation to dig deep to find exactly who is behind that assassination. But there are many, many, many layers. But overall, I can say that now we have a new prime minister. He is the person that the president designated before he died, but he was not put in place in power right before, but it was supposed to happen like a couple of days after. I mean, if he did not die. So now he is in place. We got so the ministers are in place. They are thinking of organizing, the election very soon, so that by February 7, 2022, we may go back to the normal state of the country where we have an elected president.
Wow. So now, what does the country feel as it relates to the motive for killing him, and who was it? And I'm not looking for conspiracy or speculation, but as it relates to the perception of the people, I know that everyone has an opinion, but what are some of the popular opinions that could be factual?
Yeah, I would say some of the popular opinions would be, Haiti now, one word that is really tapping into our dictionary, our conversation, is the word oligarch. They're talking about these oligarchs, corrupted oligarch, where they would say that they are behind it because the president tried to remove some contracts.
You're talking about the 9 families, the oligarchs.
Yeah. So, because they are saying that the president removed some very juicy contract from them. So some people are saying it is from them. Some people are saying that the Americans or the international community might be behind it. Some people are saying the opposition is behind it, to the point now we got two well-known pastors in Port-au-Prince that are being that they're supposed to be to present themselves to the court so that the judge can question them because their name have been mentioned into the conspiracy about the assassination of the president, which are
two pastors.
People. Yeah, two pastors. They are the two pastors that were in charge of the march. We had a big, like 1 million people, marching against, some stuff, against the government or whatever.
Were they marching against this president and then he was assassinated?
Yeah.
And
So
pastors, two pastors were the organizers of that.
the march, yes.
And what was the motive of the pastors? They just wanted a new government. Is that
Yeah,
really?
the thing is, because of the insecurity in the country, um, many people were tired of the way things were. Like you witnessed that firsthand. We couldn't
Yeah.
even we plan a crusade, spend the money, get the sound and everything for 3 days. We couldn't make it to Cavaillon because of what it was happening in Petit Guave. So among everyone were tired of what was happening in the country. So these two pastors, with some other people, some other pastors, some other leaders in the Christian community, evangelical community, so they try to march against it. So now they are. I mean, I cannot even say suspected because we don't even know about suspicion, but they are called to answer the question of the judge. I think this week or maybe next
So
week.
they've been subpoenaed to court.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, are these very influential pastors, big guys?
Oh yeah. To very influential pastors.
Okay. From your perspective, I know that you're a wise man. What do you think happened?
To the president,
Yeah.
they killed him at his house. Bottom line, that's what had happened, really.
No, that we know happened, but what is your sense of the motive?
I think that the president, he was doing many things. At the same time, he was exposing what has been happening in the country for years. Like talking about the contracts, talking about why we cannot have 24 hours of city power, why we cannot have roads, overcharge. The government is being overcharged. He is talking about the contract that he removed from some other people and how much he was able to do. So all these things, it's not just he was just doing them, but he was speaking out loud on TV.
Yeah.
It's like exposing the fault.
So do you think that between the exposure and the money people were losing, the motive was that it was economic?
For sure, it would always be economic, So yeah, for sure, to me, it will always be economic because a country is won by economy, and then people with money, so they know how to manage to get more. They know how to manage. That's why they have it, because they know. So I'm not saying that everything is right or wrong, but I'm just saying about what could be behind that. Is not something that just happened randomly. And as a matter of fact, they are saying that the conspiracy has been running for over 6 months. So meaning that it's something that they prepared for.
They planned
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I heard that there were Spanish speaking people, and English speaking people within the people that came after him. And for me, I think that there could be motive on a bunch of different levels. I mean, I think the international community could be like, well, it's too unstable. We got to get this guy out. We got to stabilize it. We need someone that maybe is easier to control. And then there's other people that their pockets could have been getting hurt and they were done. Then there could be jealousy within. There's so many different things. I don't like speculation. I'm just thinking, my main concern is what do the Haitian people feel and what do they think about what has happened? But the one thing I'm really thankful for, thank God it's not more, violent and because I could see how like people who've been through what Haiti has been through on the tail end of the COVID and the economy slowed down, and you guys have been under tremendous, the kidnapping and the economic challenges and the price of gas and the lack of electricity, like that. Those are all recipes for like a complete
chaos.
Yeah. And so in essence, it's actually relatively, aside from Marty's son, it's relatively calm, I guess, compared to what it could be based upon all those things that have happened. So it's like, I'm not minimizing anyone who's went through challenges or kidnappings, but thank God, it's not widespread as much as it could be, because I could see total blood in the street, almost like a civil war type thing.
Yeah.
And thank God, it's not there. So now you've continued your ministry. You haven't allowed this to stop you. You're moving with caution, but not fear.
Yeah.
And so we together built a basketball court in Cavaillon, right where you planted a church. That's the first church in that area in 300 years. And now God is moving. You guys are going to do open air meetings there soon, 3 nights.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the kids and how can people help?
Yeah. So first of all, with the basketball court now, that area, that basketball court becomes the attraction of the whole community. Like we have people coming all the way from, I would say, St. Louis. St. Louis, it's like 2 communities, not even communities, I mean 2 suburbs before you get to Cavaillon, So we got people driving to come and play basketball there. We got some people walking from, like 30 minutes, 20 minutes to come. And they leave very late, like 7:30, 8, until it's completely dark. That's when they're leaving the place. So
Wow.
it's really encouraging to see that. Like you got some people coming and sell some stuff, so it creates some businesses. So like some people are selling cold beverages and stuff like that, which is very, very encouraged too.
Yeah.
Which is why we did it. We did it to open some new doors, to create some opportunities, so that people in the neighborhood can find a place. So the basketball court is going pretty good. But basketball, soccer is easier to be played for a country in Haiti, because you don't need like a slab, you don't need a court to play soccer. So you don't even need a ball. Some people are just taking some empty water bottles and start playing together. So what happened is I took my son to Cavaillon for a couple days before the president got assassinated. So we went and we were planning it, because on the 7th, which is the very same day that they killed the president, was my anniversary. Joanne and I will return.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. 14 years. We've been married for 14 years, which is, we thank God's faithfulness for that. So I went with my son. We were supposed to come back on the 15th, on the 7th of July. But because of what happened, we couldn't come back. So now I purchased a soccer ball. I was playing with my son, and we just seeing many kids coming and start playing. So every afternoon now, every evening, we got the young adult playing basketball, and now you got a whole bunch of children playing soccer. So I have one guy, he's from our church in Port-au-Prince, so he moved to Cavaillon to learn how to drive a dump truck. So but he used to be a soccer player, and he can coach kids. So I spoke to him and I said, while you are practicing with my son, let's practice with some other kids. So we were thinking probably 10, 20, at least 50 kids would come, and we would be training them. So this is how we are saying every day, more and more and more kids are coming, and the news are spread out, and people are just coming.
Tell them what more and more and more kids means. How many?
More and more means, like, now I think that we have about 200 kids now.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. And we started really with the camp on Monday. So on Monday, we started with the camp. I said, okay, we're going to have a camp, because I'm planning on doing like a soccer school, not just a club, but where we teach them how to play properly. And in the future, have probably a team that will present that area to our national competition. That's the whole vision. So yeah, they start coming. And on Sunday, I had a meeting with the parents to make sure that they sign a piece of document that we know if something happened, we have authorization to take the proper action, because some kids walk 30 minutes to an hour to come to practice. We don't even know where they live. We don't know nothing about them. So we wanted to make it formal and make it on a kingdom mindset, with a kingdom mindset. So we had the meeting on Sunday. On Monday now, we were thinking of having 120 kids. we end up having 150 on Monday. So Tuesday was more, Wednesday was more, and then every day more and more kids are coming. So now we got to the point where we had someone bless us with $325, which is a different from Kentucky. So we're able to purchase some soccer balls and some other, like some, things to practice with them. So
Yeah.
now they start coming. And they come from Monday. The goal is from Monday to Sunday. They would come every day. From Monday to Friday would be soccer practice from 8 to noon, actually from 8 to 1, because we have to feed them. And then on Saturday, we plan for them to come and spend some time at the church. We can go to the river. We have some like a fun day where we at the same time training with fun. And Sunday they come for our normal service from 8 to 11, and then they come back on Sunday afternoon at 3 for competitions, because we want to make sure that we have them compete together and honor the championship, the champion. So
Wow.
basically that's the goal for the month.
So it seems like this soccer ministry started by accident.
Yeah, it's a very good accident, because
Yeah.
that's the biggest ministry we are having happening now in Cavaillon.
Yeah. So one of our next objectives is to help build an actual soccer field that's
Yeah.
more permanent,
Yeah.
so that what you guys are doing is even more, sustainable.
Yeah.
Once the field is laid right. But it's amazing how you guys just jumped in and you're using what you got, and God is sending more people. So for those of you who are watching now, later there'll be a link in the YouTube box. If you want to give and you want to help, they need roughly $200 a day to feed all the kids, and they're going to be going all of August till at least September. So whatever 30, times 200 is, they're gonna need that. And so if it's in your heart that you want to sow into this, then that would be really great. And we appreciate what Pastor Reginald is doing. We're planning another trip. We're just not exactly sure when, whether it'll be the end of the year or the beginning of next year, to do an open air meeting and to dedicate everything to the Lord. But we know that God is already moving there. God is already stirring the hearts of the kids. There's already people serving, giving, feeding. And so, between the basketball court, the soccer field, the church, they're living out the name of their ministry, which is Life for Living, and they're shining, and they can't do it without people's help. So it's like the same way we need people's help, they need help. And so they've just stepped out in faith. And I'm asking you, you can just prayerfully consider giving. If you're watching this later on Facebook, the link will be above the video. If you're watching it in YouTube, the link will be below in the info. So anyway, I love what you're doing, man. We really miss you guys. We're happy, that things are peaceful. In Cavaillon, is everything pretty peaceful?
Yeah, pretty. Cavaillon is like peace. I always at peace. Like my children, I'm really glad that now they start falling in love with Cavaillon. Like every time we go, they don't want to come back. Like yesterday, they were like almost crying. Why should we go? I said, we need to go and pick up mom, because that's the first time my wife is going with us this vacation, this summer. So we are planning on going back there on Saturday until the 17, 18 of August, so that we can come back for the new school year preparation. So it's a step of faith. Like every day by faith. Like I was sharing with you, earlier, we just have a friend of mine. So you just saw the video and you just felt compelled to help. And you just gave us like $250. That's what keeping us for the next couple of days, for tomorrow and Saturday. So it's
when Jesus prayed daily bread, give us our daily bread, many people around the world don't have refrigerators.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of us have two refrigerators, and some people have no refrigerators. And so daily bread really means daily bread. And so Pastor Reginald has stepped out believing God to feed these young kids and to give them an opportunity to discover gifts and talents, to have fun, to just be kids. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes kids need to just actually be kids and not be kind of held down by poverty, but just experience the joys of playing soccer, of eating lunch, of being with other kids. And so, if God is tugging on your heart, please sow into this thing, because He planted a church. We built a basketball court. The soccer field is next, but this is to share the love of Christ. The gospel is good news to the poor. And one of the things that gets people out of poverty is opportunity. And as Steve Stewart says, opportunity unlocks potential. And so these little kids are running around with a whole world full of potential. And so maybe by feeding them lunch and getting some coaching and giving them an opportunity, you may be investing in the Haitian national team.
Exactly.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know, but it's always good to invest in the kingdom and to invest in the future and to give to people who won't give anything back to you. Jesus said it says in Proverbs that when you give to the poor, you're lending to the Lord. And so I would say that the Lord is a great person to do business with, and He's
Yes.
faithful. And so I just
Amen.
encourage you, if this is on your heart, to participate with this, then we would love for you to do that. You can go to wecjesusministries.com/give and just do a general donation and write Haiti food, and we'll be able to allocate that to where it needs to go. So we appreciate you, Pastor Reginald. How can people connect with you?
We are on Facebook. We are now. I am on Instagram. It's
When I saw you
yeah,
swimming, I'm like, we got him.
yeah. You got me. Yeah, I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram. So, yeah, we do. We
Yeah,
we we are available.
awesome. Pastor Reginald also is probably going to come with us to the Dominican Republic this December. So
Yeah.
if you are in need of a missions trip, if you want to kind of get out of the States or wherever you're from and kind of go on a gospel adventure and have some fun while you're doing that, come with We See Jesus Ministries this December 1 to the 7th to the Dominican Republic. We'll be ministering to poor Haitian communities. We'll be ministering to poor Dominican communities in the Dominican Republic. We're going to have a really cool beach day to just relax. And so we would really love for you to perfectly consider coming with us to the Dominican Republic this December. So that's that. And we appreciate